This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Good evening. We are seeing a traffic tie-up at Bragg on the Glen Highway. We have spoken to police dispatch, and we have been told there are several units on the scene, and traffic coming into Anchorage on the Glen is backed up for more than a mile.
Oh, again, we are in contact with the police, and we will let you know as things change. But right now, please practice patience on your commute and maybe avoid that area of Bragg and the Glen if you can.
And North Pole police say a Palmer man displayed disturbing behavior while visiting the Santa Claus House.
Investigators say early Tuesday morning, 25-year-old Nathaniel Kaoli was caught on a surveillance camera spinning Brodies in Santa's parking lot before parking and aiming a scoped rifle at security cameras while making obscene gestures. Officers say Kaoli sat and paced on the roof of his car for about 10 minutes, at times aiming the weapon toward the highway before getting back inside his vehicle and driving away.
Well, my initial reaction was concern, based on what had happened in the actual situation and also the surveillance video we got after the fact. My training and experience told me this was something that could have easily turned into something way worse than it did.
Now, after leaving the Santa Claus property, Kaoli reportedly drove to a nearby Three Bears grocery store where he threatened an employee. Police say when officers arrived, he ditched the rifle and ran before being arrested. He is charged with terroristic threatening and assault.
Well, today, a former Anchorage resident was sentenced to serve 15 years in prison. Lauren Maxwell tells us that the sentence comes after investigators reopened a cold case sexual assault that happened 30 years ago.
53-year-old Ronald Fisher's conviction for first-degree sexual assault came after the state matched his DNA in 2022 from a sexual assault kit that had never been tested before. His victim, who testified at the sentencing, said she remembered events clearly from the cold February night in 1995 when Fisher grabbed her off the street.
I was 17 years old, a minor, when you chased me down a street, dragged me by my hair across the street to an enclave on the side of a closed restaurant. You hit, threatened, and raped me on frozen winter ground.
Fisher was sentenced to 25 years in prison with 10 suspended and 10 years probation. Outside the courtroom, the victim, who agreed to be publicly identified, said she forgave him.
It's a trauma that I don't want to carry forward to future generations, and I hope that this prompts other victims to come forward.
Under Alaska law, the judge had to sentence Fisher under laws that were in effect in 1995 when the crime was committed, and prison terms were shorter for sexual assault than they are today. Lauren Maxwell, Alaska's news source.
And turning to weather, snow, rain, and freezing rain have all been a concern as an incoming storm is causing quick temperature fluctuations.
That chief meteorologist, there we go, Melissa Fry, has been tracking those conditions. Melissa, snow, freezing rain, what's going on?
Yeah, we're still kind of seeing all of the above. John and Rebecca, we have a wide variety of those impacts here across South Central, even across the Anchorage Bowl. We're seeing contrasting conditions from one side of town to the other. Here's a look at some of those views. Now, on the Anchorage hillside, the snow is falling 32 degrees right now out at the airport. Little light freezing rain still on the north side of town. Palmer just now dropping back to 31 degrees. Mostly dry, but chances for light snow on the way for you tonight. Fairbanks, we're seeing light snow for you as well. That will continue into tomorrow morning. Temperature at 20 degrees. Warmer in Juneau at 40 with rain coming down, but temperatures will drop even in southeast over the next 24 hours. This area of low pressure, the one that has been bringing this variety of impacts from the western side of the state to the interior, south central, even into southeast. And we're seeing the center of the storm now pushing up into Prince William Sound. As it moves north, more of that moisture is extending into the Anchorage Bowl and to the western side of the Kenai Peninsula, even beginning to see some of those showers showing up right in Palmer and Wasilla. So late tonight into tomorrow morning, be prepared for additional what will eventually be snow across Anchorage Bowl in the valley. Right now, we still have some pockets of freezing rain through Midtown to downtown. And then as you head down Sterling Highway, same story. As you get out closer to Cook Inlet, it is still freezing rain, falling snow as you move inland. So again, be prepared for that wide variety of impacts. We do still have that winter weather advisory in effect near Homer. That is for strong, heavier snow and strong winds tonight. And I'll have a closer look at those statewide impacts here in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Melissa. 40 days have passed since Typhoon Halong tore through western Alaska villages, and that recovery work does continue. Tonight, our investigative team's Augusta McDonald is in Bethel, where a major distribution effort is being prepared for this weekend. Augusta, what's happening?
John, thank you so much. Yes, just like Melissa was saying, that cold weather is moving into western Alaska, and we're seeing cold temperatures and we're seeing snow on the ground, and that means repair and recovery operations are slowing down. I'm joined now by State of Alaska Disaster Response Communications, Ryan Hudson. Thank you for joining us. Ryan, tell us a little bit about the status of repair operations right now and the transition period that you're saying this effort is in.
Sure. So just like you were mentioning, winter is really settling in, and that's going to really shift some of the operations. And this weekend and into next week really marks a transition into more of a long-term recovery for the area. So there's, to be clear, still going to be work being done out there. It's just going to be from some different organizations, and really the focus now is going to be on the critical infrastructure out there.
Critical infrastructure. Okay, and so that means for many folks who've been displaced and in need of support, there are relief programs available. So talk a little bit about, there's a 2-day extension for the Disaster Assistance Center here in Bethel. What types of support can people access there?
Yeah, so again, the DAC, as we call it, the Disaster Assistance Center, going to extend it 2 more days over the weekend, and folks are able to go there and talk to FEMA representatives and apply for individual assistance through FEMA. Can also talk to the state and apply for state assistance as well. And again, it's important for folks impacted by the storm, making sure they're applying for both FEMA and state assistance. And then the SBA is also there, and so is Red Cross. And they're there both Saturday and Sunday. If you've not yet applied, I really encourage everyone to get out there. And if you just need some more information and to see what you might be eligible for, I encourage you to stop by.
All right, Ryan, thank you so much. We'll send it back to you in Bethel. Augusta McDonald for Alaska's News Source.
All right, Augusta, thank you very much. Real important, there is a diaper drive in Bethel this weekend. It starts at 10 a.m., runs until 2 on Saturday. It'll be at the Museum and Library Cultural Center located on Chief Eddie Hoffman Highway.
A viewer recently sent Alaska's News Source a picture showing concerns over sidewalk snow removal. Tonight, our investigative team looked into which agencies are responsible for which areas in Anchorage after a snowstorm. So this photo sent in by a Matsu resident shows a person in a motorized wheelchair traveling alongside a busy Dowling Road near the Seward Highway. And about 3 days after that major snow season left accessing sidewalks pretty challenging. So we showed that photo to city officials, specifically Alaska's Department of Transportation, which is in charge of the area in question. Meanwhile, a spokesperson for DOT says it's hard to tell from the photo how much crews had plowed at the time the photo was taken. They say people can expect snow to be removed on the sidewalks, not until 2 to 4 days of the process is complete.
Our operatives are out there trying to get things clear as quickly as possible. But if we do know our problem areas, we can try to address those as quickly as possible.
DOT has confirmed that the area in question has since been cleared. We've linked to the phone numbers and the websites for snow removal help, and that's on our website and mobile app. You can catch the I-Team's full report in our later newscasts on the late edition.
A very special choral performance coming up at the Anchorage Senior Center.
And it's no ordinary show. Georgina Fernandez explains how people are connecting through the power of song.
Looking at this group,
when you look around the room, many times you really can't tell who the person with Alzheimer's or dementia is.
you would really have no idea.
They're singing, they're laughing, they're smiling, they're dancing. They're just enjoying life.
Because on Friday, we're focusing on this, The music and the healing power it has.
Singing is such a special way to express yourself.
And that's exactly what the Forget Me Not chorus, consisting of caregivers and people living with dementia and Alzheimer's, did on Friday during their performance at the Anchorage Senior Activities Center. According to Alzheimer's Resource Alaska, people living with dementia can still remember music.
Yeah, he doesn't remember me from week to week, but once he starts singing, he remembers all the words, and he sings.
Music, the group also says, can help bring back memories and evoke feelings.
Many times singing is one way they can still continue to express themselves, even when they can't speak.
But music aside,
I'm finding new friends.
And the connection is just as critical.
Whether you're a caregiver, a loved one of someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, or you're the person themselves, it becomes very isolating.
It's a place where people come together.
Just the connection and the enjoyment that people get from being part of this chorus group.
And no, they're not alone in this journey. Georgina Fernandez, Alaska's News Source.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's News Source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's News Source app.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When your company earns unlimited 2% cash back on all purchases with Capital One, that's serious business. So Stephen at SandCloud got a serious business card, the Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One.
We used our 2% cash back to help build our retail presence.
Savvy, Stephen.
And we get big purchasing power, so our business can spend more and earn more.
The Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms and conditions apply. Find out more at CapitalOne.com/SparkCashPlus.